Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. If you're new to the show, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. This is 17 and some change. I'm EcuDes17, and I come to bring you my 2 cents. All right, so on today's show, what do we have lined up? Um, Today is going to be a general Q&A. I think not a Q&A, not just a Q&A, a would you rather. Um, I think I hinted at that last week, or I promised that last week, and so that's what we're gonna do today. I I almost ended up doing a Q&A on the WWE, but because one of my coworkers was watching SummerSlam this past weekend, and I happened to catch parts of it. Um, it was like Cody Rhodes versus John Cena, part two was the main event, and it seemed to be a good match. There were a lot of false finishes and stuff like that, and it looked I it looked as though it was an epic, right? Like I said, I only caught like parts of it from the corner of my eye. I was kind of working on my laptop and kind of peeking over. But I've seen enough epics in the past where I'm like, yeah, that one has the look and the feel of an epic. And so that was gonna lead me to do a Q&A on wrestling today. Um, but as I was kind of looking through some of the questions and kind of mentally preparing responses, it occurred to me that I am not nearly in the wrestling fan mindset enough to do an episode like that. I was a huge wrestling fan for a couple years during the Attitude Era, um, obsessively, and I've gotten into it off and on since then. Every once in a while, I'll dabble into it and kind of just you know get the get the vibes a little bit. Um, but I haven't been in that headspace for a little while, and I'm not in that headspace now. And just kind of answering questions about like The Rock and stuff like that. It wasn't doing anything for me. And then I remembered, oh shit, I promised Thingy Mabob today anyways, one of the would you rather's anyways. So so we're gonna do that, and maybe some other day, um, when I'm feeling inspired or when I, allow myself to dwell on the WWE. We'll talk about that a little bit. But not today. Um, in other news, another thing that kind of caught my attention that I wanted to just drop quickly was the fact that it looks like we Trump wants to go to the moon, and I am assuming that that doesn't have 0% to do with retaliating at Elon Musk, because they're not mentioning anything about, SpaceX or anything like that. Um, so I think that whole idea of, I think SpaceX isn't going to work with the government, and the government is now trying to go back to space and with or without Elon Musk, I've been fascinated by this frontier for a long time. I remember one of the reasons I was disappointed about the COVID outbreak is because I felt like it set us back. It delayed us from exploring this frontier. I am super, super excited to see if we can colonize other planets. As primitive and barbaric as it might sound to some, I think it's a beautiful exploration. We gotta see. We gotta see if we can't, you know, turn these planets into habitable zones, and that's just the trajectory, right? Like that's just what um humanity is building towards. If you're looking at like a time lapse, we continuously we start from one place and we continuously spread and grow. And some people would say like a virus. No, no, humanity's great. Okay. Um, well, okay, maybe great is a strong word, but like I said in the past, I'm team human because I am a human. And but yeah, it looks like the natural next progression, even with like sci-fi, which is based off of imagination, and not like the things that come into existence started in our imagination. Like sci-fi will tell you like the future, you know what I mean? And yeah, it's the future is um colonization is Star Trek. The future is Star Trek, right? And so let's get on that. Let's keep going. Yeah. So just a couple headlines that like just a couple things that stood out to me, SummerSlam and the moon. Um so with that, let's jump right into these would you rather scenarios, right? And feel free to leave some of your thoughts or answers and in the comments. And these are all eclectic. So some of them are, you know, philosophical. Some of them are funny. Some of them are meant to be like random. They're supposed to. I asked for different topics, etc. So they dropped 20. I'm gonna run through these 20, see where we are with time, and then I got a bonus five that I might do depending on um how the vibes is. So the first one, it asks, if I would you rather, and I'll frame it as you, obviously, because I want you guys to kind of play along as well, like in your head, like what would you do? Um, but like it says, would you rather know the exact date of your death or the exact cause? And I did see this question before I started recording, so I have a little bit of an advantage there. Mm. And my first reaction, my first thought was like, either way, you're gonna try to avoid it, right? So if you find out you're gonna die by something massive falling on your head, and be like, oh well, that's fine. I'll just spend the rest of my life like, you know, with nothing over my head. And if you find out you're gonna die on like whatever date, you'll get to that date and you'll freaking put yourself in a bubble. Um, but that final destination shit is whack. And so I wouldn't want to know the exact date. Um um the best thing would be if you find out the cause and they're like, yeah, it's going to be natural causes. Like, great. The reason I wouldn't want to know the date is because, like, let's say I set an arbitrary like time frame based on what I feel, what I feel like, right? I feel like um my body's gonna want to die in its 70s, but I can, through will and healthy habits, I could push that to like 80s, and then uh, the highest bar, a bar like a super goal. I think I'm trying to make it a goal is to get to that 101, at least the 100. You know, get to that 100, and then maybe just for shits and giggles, like try to reinvent myself at 100 years old, like make a comeback, jump in the boxing ring or some shit like that, you know. But no, like I would like to, when I get super duper 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 old, I would still like to, because it's like having to wake up in the morning, like it's that's an ironic analogy. Um but like it's like having to fall asleep when you know like how much time you have left to like on your break or whatever. That makes it even, because then you're like, oh no, only 3 hours left, oh no, only 2 hours left, but rather I would like it to be like a 50-50 scenario where it's like I'm super duper duper old, mad old, and then from that point it's no longer about like years, right? It's no longer about, oh, am I gonna live 2 more years, whatever. It's about like daily, and then at some point it will become like each day. It's like you got essentially a 50-50 chance of waking up the next morning. So you could tell yourself like, oh, like maybe I wake up tomorrow, and I think that would be a better place to be in for the rest of your life than um knowing the exact date and kind of looking at that. Now, if if the cause of death is something horrible and shitty, then you're probably going to be scared about that for the rest of your life. So I don't know. This is not the this is why we don't know how and when we're going to die, right? Because we're not supposed to know that shit. Because we're just not supposed to. Like, what the hell? Like, worry about your next meal, not if you die. But so like so that's that. And then it says on the next one, on number 2, it says, would you rather hiccup every time you speak or sneeze every time someone says your name? Um, I don't know. Does that mean like I hiccup once at the beginning or at the end of my talking? Like, so blah 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 blah, or like, am I hiccuping all throughout the speech or whatever? I wouldn't want to sneeze every time somebody says my name. I mean, like, that would be inconvenient getting shit done. Um, but every time I speak too, I guess people say my name a lot less often than I speak. That would mean like this whole podcast, I would be like hiccuping all over the place. I don't really like hiccuping. Not that I enjoy sneezing. I don't know if I talked about that on one of the most recent episodes, but um, I'm just playing with batteries. Um, but sneezing feels better than hiccuping. I think, yeah, no, I don't think I talked about it, but I think I was doing like a preliminary like exploration of what a would you rather would look like on this show. And so I ran into a question that said, would you rather um sneeze nonstop or hiccup nonstop? And at first I was like, well, sneezing is funner than hiccuping. If like hiccuping's annoying, sneezing you kind of get like a release, like that post sneeze is you kind of achoo, and then it kind of feels alright. Like that post sneeze is a decent feeling, but like a hiccup brings nothing but annoyance. But with that being said, I think if you're sneezing all day, you're gonna be way tireder than if you're hiccuping all day. Because a sneeze like that, like you load up for that shit. Like try doing that like a handful of times in a row. And no, it's tiring. It's more tiring than hiccuping. But the next one says, would you rather drink a gallon of pickle juice or eat a jar of mayo with a spoon in one sitting? And um fudge? I would get through the pickle juice easier than the mayo. But like, why so much pickle juice? Not even like a cup, like a freaking gallon? Like that's heinous. That's so excessive. Like, thanks a lot, GPT. Um, would you rather be universally respected but unhappy, or unknown and deeply content? Well, what the heck kind of question is that? I'd rather be anything and deeply content. I'd rather be a freaking chicken monkey and deeply content. Like, isn't that the entire like purpose of existence is to like, well, no, not the whole purpose of existence. Because I guess like sacrifice is and growth and stuff like that, but like contentment, man, like come on, that's would I rather be X, Y, and Z but unhappy? Like, no, no, I oh, okay. If you think a little bit deeper though, universally respected but unhappy, then maybe you're universally respected because you've actually done something for humanity, but then why wouldn't you be unhappy? Then why would you be unhappy? Maybe humanity didn't appreciate it. But no, they must have appreciated it because they respect you. Um, well, I already picked mine. Deeply content. I choose deeply content. Um, would you rather have a smartphone that never dies or a car that never runs out of gas? Gee, which one's gonna be more profitable and convenient? I would take the car that never runs out of gas. Like gas isn't cheap, and a cell phone you can charge. I like I charge my cell phone when I sleep anyways, and so it's fine. Would you rather have fingers that glow like glow sticks or toes that squeak like dog toys? Fingers that glow like glow sticks. How freaking cool would that be? How flipping cool would that be? Um, yeah, I'll take those. I'll take the glowing fingers, please. Like all day. I don't want toes that squeak. It's not as fun. Um, never sneak up on anybody ever again. Not like I do anyways as a hobby, but sometimes I gotta do bed checks. That wouldn't work. Squeak, 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 squeak. Don't wake up anybody. Would you rather erase your most painful memory or relive your happiest one on a loop for a day? Well, I would rather relive my happiest memory on a loop for a day. But I don't think I would be able to get out of my head knowing that I just traveled to the past. I think that I would have to not know that this is a second chance at that amazing time, but then it wouldn't be as amazing. Like I would choose like I wouldn't even want to go back in time. But if I had to, I would choose the happy one. But it would just be too surreal if I kept my conscious awareness. Like, oh, I am 7 years in the past, and this is like what? How am I gonna just sit there and enjoy it? I would be like flabbergasted. I would be like stunned. So, but yeah, let's go with the happy, happy one. Um, would you rather explore the deepest parts of the ocean or walk on the surface of Mars? What the flying fuck? And they categorize this one as adventure. Man, that ain't no adventure. That is, I mean, what the f? Explore the deepest parts of the ocean. Okay, so that one's automatically off the table. Like the darkest, coldest, highly pressured, no orientation, freaking life that looks like death. Like you seen some of those fish at the depths of the oceans? Like they look like monsters. No, there nothing good happens 10 zillion miles under the ocean or whatever. Like no can thank you. But then it's like, well, what about walk on the surface of Mars? And it's like, I mean, that actually sounds really cool. That actually sounds really cool, but yeah, it's a long trip. Um, yeah, I mean, I'd rather walk on the surface of Mars, but geez, Louise, that's gonna have to have the right gear. Make sure you wear an extra hoodie. Like, what the fuck? Alright, so then it says, would you rather always say exactly what you think or never be able to speak again? That's an easy one for me. I would rather always say exactly what I think. I'm pretty close to doing that as it is. And so never speak again. What the hell? Um, would you rather have a permanent clown nose or permanently wear flippers instead of shoes? A permanent clown nose. Or does it say flippers? It says flippers. How do you wear flippers? You wear slippers. Maybe they mean like those like mermaid flippers, like clown nose. I mean, they're both gonna make you look stupid. I don't even know if I'd be able to ride my motorcycle with freaking flippers. What? If I could ride my motorcycle, I'll take the flippers. And drive a car, I'll take the flippers. If I can't drive a car or ride a motorcycle, I'll take the clown nose. Thanks. Thanks a lot, GPT. Would you rather need only 1 hour of sleep per night or never have to eat again? Um, I'll do the 1 hour of sleep a night. Like if I could completely rejuvenate with like an hour nap, like anytime, I think that would be great. And food's good. I like eating. I mean, I was trying to like weigh the costs. Like, okay, if I don't have to eat, like how much money am I saving versus how much time am I saving and stuff like that. But then again, like some people like a night's slumber is a reprieve, you know? A night's slumber is like is like is kind of a 8 hour escape. But yeah, I mean, food's good. I like foods. Would you rather communicate fluently with all animals or be able to control one animal species at will? Huh. Communicate fluently with all species like Eliza Thornberry or control one species at will. Wow. Shit. My dark side says I would want to control a species and have like all the freaking lions work for me or some shit like that. Like, but then, but then it's like the good side of me is like, no, you gotta win people and creatures over through mutual understanding and reciprocation and compatibility and rapport and stuff like that. Like you gotta respect autonomy to gain respect and and then and then just sitting in that for a few seconds feels really good. You know what I mean? That's a really hard question to ask me. Like it really depends. like like nah, because I've never even if like control to me sounds good on the surface, like it sounds like a nice fantasy to like control something, like some like it's only good if it's voluntarily given. Like I've never enjoyed the potential of controlling something like someone or something that when that control wasn't voluntarily handed over. Like I've never enjoyed control for the sake of control. Like even though the you know the fantasy seems cool to have like I said, every orangutan or every lion, do your bidding or work for you or whatever. No, I'd rather do the conversations. Like, I'd rather just be cool, like, be able to chat to, like, all the species and stuff like that. Yeah, I think, and then, like, a lot of them would be my friends. Are you kidding me? Like, I'd probably get along with animals way better than I get along with people, anyways. And, so yeah. Um, would you rather find true love but lose all your money or stay rich but never fall in love? I mean, would true love, true love like that's it? Like even though I turn broke, she's not gonna leave? Like that's weird. Like I mean, that's what we want. I'd rather find a partner who would not leave me regardless of what the hell I do, but that's just not how life works. Like you're a man, you're loved for what you can provide, and that's that, you know. So that's like that first shit. I don't know if that first shit exists. If it did, I'd love to find somebody like that, right? And it would be scary to never. But like, what even is love, anyways? You know what I mean? And like, you can't just throw out the term true love like that. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? Like, I'm just gonna keep going. Um, would you rather skydive with no training or or swim with sharks with no cage? What? What? Would you rather die or die? Like, can I still talk to the animals from the previous prompt, from the previous question? Like, what? Skydive with no training? Don't you just pull like the thing? It's like, yeah, you would effing hope so, right? Swim with sharks with no cage. What kind of sharks? Baby shark. Do 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 do. Baby shark. Training. Are the sharks guaranteed to not bite me? No, they're not guaranteed to not bite me because it's listed under dangerous. Like, I kind of want to see a shark up close and personal, but that's really personal. Maybe they'd be happy that I don't have a cage. They'll be like, oh, this guy, all the other people visit us with cages. This guy must be really trusting. He doesn't have a cage. Let's not eat him. 'Cause they get mad at those cages from what I've seen, like when like do like when people go in the Shark Tank or whatever, not the show. The sharks seem mad like at the cage or at them for being in a cage. Whereas like I've seen people like floating around sharks and like not being attacked. You know what I mean? But they attack those cages. Like the cages are offensive. Um, do I must have oxygen. If I have the oxygen, it depends. So with the skydive, no training. Like I just need to know, like, is that like, do I just pull that thing? But like, I can't take that risk. Swimming with the sharks, my dumb ass feels like I could like, like into like bond with them, like hands up, like, hey sharks, I come in peace. Look at me, I'm so peaceful, floating. You're not gonna bite me because I'm peace. Yeah, um, yeah. Let's go with the sharks. Um, I deal with. I mean, we all deal with sharks in real life, anyways. Would you rather live in a simulated paradise forever or live in a harsh reality knowing it's real? Live in a simulated paradise forever? I mean, is that blue pill versus red pill? Not really, because it's not just mindset. I mean, harsh reality. Like, what does that even mean? Simulated paradise. Like, how real does it feel? Can I tell the difference? Is it unrecognizable from the real world? Can I taste the food? What do I smell in this simulation? Is it what do I feel? You know, I mean, if it's real, like if it's mad freaking real, you know what I'm saying? And it's a paradise, you know that's the easy way out. Somehow, some way, that's the easy way out. Somehow, some way, that's the wrong answer, right? Somehow, some way, the correct answer is supposed to be to live in reality, even if it's harsh, and then try to make it better. That's the correct answer. Um, a simulated paradise. We. Would you rather always hear a faint baby crying in the background or a mosquito buzzing near your ear? I don't think mosquitoes buzz. I think flies buzz. I don't think mosquitoes buzz. Um, so if I heard a mosquito buzz, I wouldn't be hearing anything, and I think that's just an out. Like if it was like just a faint buzz in general, call it a fly or whatever. I'd rather hear that. I mean, because at least that means no. Like, why would I just always want to hear like a baby like in discomfort like eternally like all the time? Like, somebody feed that baby, please. Like a fly, but that would drive me nuts too. I'd be trying to freaking swat the shit out of it. I'd be like looking. Ew, I don't like that question. Like, that's like this shit. ChatGPT be fucking heinous with it. Would you rather paint like Picasso or write like Shakespeare? Honestly, now that I mean, I was gonna say now that AI exists, I don't need to do either. Um, I'd rather Picasso. Let me see something real quick. Picasso, Picasso. What the fuck? I'd rather write like Shakespeare. Like, what the hell? Yo, some of these artists, man, really, really, guys, really. No, I'd rather write like Shakespeare. What the hell? I know literal toddlers that could do better. Okay, okay, man. Wow. I am actually offended right now that this guy is one of the biggest names ever. No, you just don't get it. You just don't see how to like, isn't it? Look at all the personalities in one face that he drew. Isn't it amazing? Wow. No, I'd rather write like Shakespeare. Like done. All right. So they're like, damn, he just rashed on Picasso. What the heck was that? Like that was not my fault. I've always thought it was odd that like some of these paintings. Like the Van Gogh one is a little bit better, but even the Van Gogh one, it's like, okay, like maybe it was way better in like 1880 or whatever, but which is when Picasso did his. I don't know when Van Gogh did his or whatever, but would you rather sweat maple syrup or cry hot sauce? I'd rather cry hot sauce because I do a lot less crying than I do sweating. So, um, and I don't think sweating maple syrup would make me more lickable. So I'll still cry hot sauce. And besides, all my clothes would like stick. Like if you sweated maple syrup, that would be uncomfortable. Would you rather visit your 10-year-old self or your 90-year-old self? Uh, and one of them goes about like going in the past, another one goes, seeing the future. Golly, man. So if you go and you see your 10-year-old self, you don't tell him anything. You would just have to see him. Because if you said a word to him, like this could, like if he knows that you're him from the future, that's gonna blow his effing mind and he won't even become you. And like, for what? Like, why would I want to see my 10-year-old self? Like, for what? And then 90-year-old self, I mean, you could get some advice and stuff like that. So, but then that's scary. Like, damn, that's what I'm going to turn into. But then, at least if you meet your 90-year-old self, you know that you're going to live till at least 90. So, like, if I picked, I'd rather meet my 90-year-old self, that means that means I'm going to live till 90. And so I'd choose that one over the 10-year-old. Because if I chose meet my 10-year-old self and then I die a week later, then that's stupid because I could have chose, because I could have changed time. I could have changed the future by picking the other option. Would you rather know all the secrets of, this is the last one on the original list. We're about 42 minutes in, so after I do this one, I'll do the bonus 5. Um this one says, um would you rather know all the secrets of the universe but be unable to tell anyone, or never know and live in blissful ignorance? Well, I'll tell you what, never knowing all the secrets of the universe is the default user experience as a human. I do not think our brain could handle all the secrets of the universe. I think if we knew every single thing that there was to know, um, I'm being uh facetious here, but our heads would have to be the size of uh elephants. Um, like our brains would explode. Like I don't think that's too much for us. Like we're not meant, just like we're not meant to know when we die, or how, we're not meant to know the secrets of the universe, all the secrets of the universe. I think there's some ambiguity that it's too much, like too much stuff. And so let's go into the bonus 5. It says, would you rather be able to teleport anywhere but arrive naked, or fly but only as fast as you can walk? That would get so frustrating. I know that sounds fine. Like, oh, I'll just, like, sounds like it could actually be fun, but we walk so slow. And, like, if you're moving at that slow of a pace in the air, like, that's, but like, what are you gonna do with like showing up everywhere naked? Like, you gotta teleport. You gotta have to like set up locker rooms in different parts, in different areas. and teleport between your locker rooms. That's the way to do that. Would I rather do that than to I'm gonna call it walk on the sky as opposed to flying at foot speed. I guess I'll do the teleport thing. I guess I'll do the teleport thing because at least like worst case scenario, if there's ever like a natural disaster or something, or like I'm about to get murdered, at least I can just get away. You know what I mean? I've always loved aerial views of shit though, and I've always wanted to capture I've always loved that freaking eye in the sky view of shit though. And like I would want to do that for fun, but I would want to do the teleport thing for survival. Huh, that's a good one. Oh yeah, I mean, teleportation would do me so many more benefits. Like, I'm not one to steal, but like, I could just end up inside of a freaking, inside of a vault, and then a gold vault, and then next thing you know, I'm not inside of that gold vault anymore. Like, but like, I don't even steal, so. Um, Would you rather burp confetti or fart glitter for the rest of your life? I think if I farted glitter, that would kind of be between you and yourself. Like, not too many people would realize that that's what's happening in your pants. Whereas if you burped confetti, um, people would know. People would, uh, and then you would like really become like talking, like people would really start talking about you a lot if this was real, if that really happened to you. They just want me to say I'd rather fart glitter out loud. Would you rather be able to restart your life from age 10 with all of your current memories or skip to 50 with 50 million in the bank? I'll go back. I'd rather go back. I mean, I would rather do neither, but like, mm, then at 10, I still have to deal with, you know, shitty adults, and I don't have any power. But I still do have power. I have power of the law. I have power of my mind. Kidding me? With everything I know now at that age? Oh my goodness. Yeah, everybody says it. Like, I've become so wealthy by now. Like, if I could redo, yeah. I would choose neither. Like, I wouldn't want to do either, but if I had to, it would be at 10 with the current memories. That's a cheat code. And you're like, oh, but what about $50 million in the bank? It's like, dog, like you don't understand. I would invest in Bitcoin in like 2009. You know what I'm saying? Like I I know all the companies. Like I know everybody who's gonna win the Super Bowl. Like, knowing the future makes you so much money. Would you rather forget? These are the last two. Would you rather forget everyone else's name right after meeting them, or have everyone forget your name right after meeting you? Um, I mean, I already do the first one. You know, and it's an interesting question. Ooh. What's in a name? What is in a name? If they forget my name, I'm not gonna be offended. I don't think it really matters. I'll just choose forget everyone's name right after meeting them because I literally do that already anyways. And then would you rather live in a world, this is the last one says, would you rather live in a world where your thoughts appear as subtitles above your head or where everyone else's thoughts appear above theirs? The latter, the second one, where everybody else's thoughts. Why would I want everybody to be able to read my mind as opposed to me being able to read everybody else's mind? Like, what? You kidding me? Like, I would make everybody would be so happy if I could read their minds. I'd be like, oh, you don't. Yeah, whatever. Um, but yo, thank you guys for being here. Um, thank you guys for listening. Let me know some of your ideas, some of your thoughts on some of these questions. Maybe something that you would choose for like a reason that's unique that you wouldn't necessarily people wouldn't necessarily think of and whatnot. Uh, we'll do this again next week. Not this exactly, not a would you rather, but we'll link up and we'll chat. And until then, take care of yourselves, and don't do anything I wouldn't do. Okay, goodbye.